Okay, so now that you have got your fish, your fresh fish caught from the ocean, I actually threw mine in the freezer for a few hours. This is very beneficial to do because, believe it or not, all fish contain some sort of parasite in them. Now, the fortunate thing for us, saltwater fish, the parasites in them can't travel through and infect humans, but better safe than sorry. I always like to freeze mine for a few hours or so. Just make sure everything's dead inside. Okay, so I let this guy thaw out after the freeze, blah, blah, blah. And now we're gonna kind of rinse them off. Any ice, any particles left. This is like a 15-inch Bonito. So, I'm gonna give him a quick rinse. Put it on our cutting board here. Now, before I get started, I'm gonna go ahead and show you what I set up. I always like to make a little bag here for the waste. Just, right away makes it easy and clean, bam, bam, efficient, tie it up. You can use the waste if you're lobster fishing as bait. It makes great bait, especially if it's bonito. Mackerel, whatever. The carcasses can go in the little lobster traps. You can use that. They work great. Before we begin, you need to have a good fillet knife. Now this one is far from good. It's nicked, battered, bruised. I've had this thing for over 5 years now. But I always like to give it a good sharpening. Just rinse off any dust or whatever's on there. It's clean, just needs a good rinsing. There we go. There we go. Now, filleting a bonito, or any kind of tuna, really, this can be applied to any kind of tuna, is a little bit more difficult because they're not like normal fish where you can just kind of fillet, go, boom, cut off the middle bone part right here, and just got the fillet, you're good. No, these guys have a row of bones right down the middle, so we're gonna have to get rid of that, and there's this little bloody, you'll see. Anyways, here we go. First off, you want to make a cut, get his little arm out right there, or fin arm, and just go ahead and cut. Don't go ahead and slice through yet. What you want to do is cut through just enough, not deep, just enough. Go through the skin, maybe a little bit of the bone. I mean the meat, bone, sorry. And go ahead. Now, I'm going to explain why you're doing this. You're going to want to remove the skin. And this is very important. And the best way to do it is this way. There we go. There we go. Now, a lot of people think you can't eat bonito. No. They're a tuna, and they're delicious. You just got to bleed them right when you catch them. What that means is this guy sliced right through the gill right there while they're still alive. I know it's brutal, but, I mean, if you want a good bonito to eat, slice it, it'll bleed out, hang it upside down for maybe like a minute or less. It'll bleed out completely. That blood's going to go away. Not all of it, most of it, and that'll make the fish nice and delicious to eat. And this is applied to all pelagic fish. And I mean like barracuda, bonito, yellowtail, any kind of tuna. Trust me, you want to get rid of that blood or else it's just going to be bleh. Okay, since we made that cut right here and that cut right there, you're going to want to get brutal and dig in, try to grab a piece of skin like that and pull off. Now, you can go ahead and keep the belly meat. It's really tasty. I am going to do that. So to get that meat off, or that skin off, excuse me. Now you see that? Right there is going to be that row of bones, and they're small. So what you want to do is now go ahead and cut as you would a normal fillet along the bone, the spine. There you go. You got a nice, tasty, good looking fillet here. We still got to get rid of these bones now. Peeling that skin off made it a lot easier. So we can go ahead and do this. We're not done yet. We're going to go ahead and make a nice little inside cut all the way through. There we go. And you're going to want to come back here and do the same. I know it looks like you're wasting meat, but honestly, waste a little bit of meat. Eat nice, and unworried, really. So yeah, this is a little thicker than I usually do it, but it's the concept. I'm doing it so people can see it. You can go ahead and just cut that part off. That's just tendons for the strong keel right there for the tail. Makes these guys swim so quick. Their body's pretty much muscle and meat. So now that we got that, let me get that top part off right there. Now that we got that, feel around, make sure there's no bones. If you feel one or two, just pull it out. That wasn't a bone, that was just like a little piece of skin or something. So yeah, that's a good piece right there. I know it's not big, especially for a fish this size, but trust me, this is all good. And you can grill them, you can marinate them and throw them in a stir fry, you can smoke them, or you can eat them like this, sashimi. And I plan to cut them up, dip them a little bit of soy sauce. They're great. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that piece right there. My hands are so oily, oh my god. Smells good. Now, let me get that meat bone right there. So now, when I say this right here, this is actually really good lobster bait, but again, I have so much, I have no use for it. This little red piece right there, you want to get rid of that. There's no real good way that I know of anyway, but I just go ahead and get as much of it as I can. A little bit of it is not going to ruin the taste, but you don't want to take a big bite of that red right there. All right, so there you go. That's filleting the fish right there. And you got this nice piece right here. Let me get these little bones out from the ribs right here. There we go. Now, I don't want to cut it off because that part has a lot of meat, so you just go ahead and pick it out and get rid of it. There we go. And besides, I'm going to slice it up real thin for sashimi, so I'll double check it. But yeah, this is the best way to get a nice fillet with pretty much virtually all the bones out, and just feel around and get those little bones out if there's any left. And you can have a nice tasty fish to eat. And you need to do this with all tuna family species fish type things. All of them have that row of bones down the middle, and all of them have that little red meat line, blood line, whatever you want to call it. So you're going to have to do this. This applies to all tuna family fish. So just cut right there, bam, bam. Now, I'm going to go ahead and flip it and do the same thing on the other side. Thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate all the love and support that you guys show me. And one more thing. Please subscribe if you love this, okay? Thanks again.